Hello, people. I'm Ginny Metheral, and I'm a fourth generation witch. So, we're back with my ever popular Almanac series looking at what witchcraft you can do on which day and why for the month of June. What I like to do with these videos is to give you a general overview of the witchcraft trends that happen throughout the month, and then we'll go into the nitty gritty day to day detail of what witchcraft you can do when and why. So, with that said, let's look at my general overview. June is my favourite month because it's the month of roses, and I adore roses. This is the month when all the roses come out, the wild and the cultivated. And although I grow roses in my garden, I'm not very good at it, and they tend to die quite well. So, I look forward to buying the roses from other people. Roses have so much symbolism for so many different nations, and the colours of the rose have been associated with many other religions and causes. For example, the Labour Party in this government has the socialist red rose. The Mexicans consider the rose the symbol of the Virgin Mary, the Christian goddess. And of course, if you ever see a rose in a tarot card, this is normally a symbol of balance. They are used so symbolically throughout every culture and generation. We all love roses. Hence why it's very traditional to have a rose in your bouquet when you get wed. Because, of course, June is a dyad month. Dyad means pair. And in fact, one of the names for the moon of June is the dyad moon, meaning a pair moon, because this is a time when you should get wed. In the UK, anyway, it's the most traditional month of the year to become married in. Wed in June, marriage will be a honeymoon, is the general consensus. June itself is named for the Roman goddess Juno, who, of course, the goddess of marriage and pairing, and some other stuff as well, which is not so great, but generally marriage. And she's a very fine goddess. We like a bit of Juno, I have to say. Now, of course, it's the start of the marriage month, June, isn't it? Because the great marriage months in the UK are June, July, and August. And so here are some traditions for you, should you be getting wed, that you should do to ensure a happy marriage. As you're getting changed as the bride in your dressing room, make sure you sprinkle some salt on the floor. This will keep you safe. Immediately after you have made your vows, be very careful about the next words that come out of your mouth, because it's said that those words will become true. I think my first words were, "It looks like rain," which during my marriage, yes, it has certainly rained, but it's also had a lot of sunshine. So, it swings and roundabouts. The first kiss that you should receive on being a married woman, apart from your new husband, should be that of a chimney sweep. And that is why you often see chimney sweeps approaching the bride as soon as they've come out of the church to kiss them chastely on the cheek. This is said to bring incredible luck because chimney sweeps are very, very lucky. And I've no idea why. I cannot tell you in the slightest. They, no doubt, will know more about this. So if you're a chimney sweep, could you let me know what this tradition is about? Because not a clue. And the final superstition that maybe you would like to follow is that if you've got any wedding cake left over, you should feed it to your hens. I'm not sure why they get so lucky with wedding cake. I was always told that if you had a three-tiered cake, the first tier, which is heavily iced, you kept and used it as the christening cake for your first child. That's because that would happen 9 months later. So that's when you used it. And that is actually what I did. Fact that this is the month to start your herb harvesting. And in fact, it's one of the optimum months of the years to harvest your herbs. And should you wish to follow it in the traditional witchcraft fashion, a la Culpepper and varying other herbalists, then here's what you do. First, you must wait till Sirius the dog star has arisen, because he begins to show himself above the horizon in June, and you should wait until you can see Sirius the dog star. Once Sirius is risen, you must take your sickle. The sickle should be made from gold if you're doing this during the day, or silver if you're doing this at night. But I don't think it really matters what material you use for your sickle, as long as it's not iron, because this will harm the energetic qualities of your herbs. You must hold the sickle in your non dominant hand or your left hand and carefully harvest. Then you offer up the blooms to the moon in gratitude or to the sun, depending on which herb you're cutting. This will supercharge their energy with that of the sun or the moon. So it's a really important step. And as thanks, you pour some honey onto the earth where you cut the herbs. 2025 is particularly spectacular because the moon has completed its 18.6-year cycle with the sun. So the sun is going to be at its highest in the sky during this month, and the moon is going to be at its lowest point in the sky. So therefore, looking bigger and brighter than it ever has. So this is a particularly good month to use spells that are supercharged by the moon. The sun was about to move into the house of Cancer, which is the moon's own sign. So that day is particularly auspicious for moon rituals. Finally, June, of course, is the month of the solstice and the month of Midsummer because they are actually two distinct festivals. We've sort of rolled them into one in recent years, but in traditional witchcraft, they were very much two distinct times. I will go into this in another video, but that'll be my Litha solstice video rather than this particular video because I'll never fit it in otherwise. So that is my overview. Let's get down to the nitty gritty, day to day detail of what witchcraft you can do, which day, and why. And we're going to start, of course, with the 1st of June, which is the start of the I can never say this word, which is the start of the meteorological. Oh, look, I did it. Summer. We have actually, as a traditional witch, started summer on the 1st of May, which was Beltane, because summer months run from May, June, and July. The harvest months and the autumn months are August, September, and October. So we are in the height of our summer at the moment. So this meteorological, oh, I said it again, start of summer is a bit of a nonsense, I think. The 2nd of June is the feast of St. Elmo. Of course, this is all about the celebration of St. Elmo's fire, really. If you saw St. Elmo's fire, that wonderful corona of electricity around tall masts of your ship, then it meant that you were divinely protected, and any treacherous waters that were coming up, you would be safe from. It is an incredibly good luck omen. You can see it on land. It often hits tall rooftops or tall aerials, so look out for it because it's the time of year when it starts up. It's a particularly ethereal phenomenon, and I've never seen it, and I would love to. The 3rd of June is the last day that you should be planting wormwood in order to get a good crop in before winter. Now, wormwood is very important because it keeps away the goblins. The 6th of June is the first day that the wild rose, the dog rose or the field rose, will bloom. Now, it is very important for you never to share secrets near a wild rose. And the reasoning is because the fairies use the rose hips from wild rose to cause their invisibility. And so, should you be talking smack about someone in front of a rose, the fairies might be overhearing and go and tell that person. So, be very wary about what secrets you let out. However, if you're particularly clever, what you should do to start with is to ring a bell, as apparently this will scare them away, and then you can scheme and plot and talk smack as much as you like. The 8th of June is a weather law day. If it rains today, we're in for a sticky time because then it will rain for the next 30 days. Likewise, if you can see the moon on this day and the horns, i.e., the sort of, the crescent ends of the moon are obscured by clouds, it also means it's going to rain for several years, as far as I can see. It's just going to rain. It always rains in this country, more rain. The 9th of June is the luckiest day of the year in Scotland, but only if it falls on a Thursday. And it doesn't this year, it's a Monday. So there might be some luck associated with this day. So if you're taking a risk, take it today, and that risk should go well. The 11th of June is the night of the full moon. This full moon is known by several names: the rose moon, the honey moon, because of course bees are creating their honey at this time, and you get married underneath the honey moon, and that's why you go on a honey moon. I mean, I know, it all comes together, doesn't it? And the last name that people used to call this moon was the dyad moon, which dyad is an old Anglo-Saxon word for pair or pairing, because, of course, we are getting married. This moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is all about growth and the potential. It has the ability to raise your spirits. This is also the month that, because of the moon's 18.6-year cycle, it will appear at its biggest and brightest and boldest. Celebrate the moon with a Devon honey cake. Devon honey cakes are utterly delicious. I thoroughly recommend them. The recipe is actually on my Instagram page. I'll put the post link in the description box below so you could go and have a look, and I thoroughly recommend it because it's delicious. The 14th of June is the best day to find a squirrel and adopt it as your pet, apparently. So make sure it's a baby squirrel if you find a squirrel. They become sweet and playful, sportful pets, apparently. And today they will tame up nicely. The 16th of June is when the red-stalked herb Robert is in bloom. Now, herb Robert you have to beware of. It's a weed and it grows all over the place, but it is beloved by Robin Goodfellow. It is Puck's own flower. So you've got to be very careful about how you weed it up, especially today, because he might be deeply upset if you tear up his favoured flower. The 19th of June is the day that wild strawberries are in fruit. Wild strawberries make the most delicious cordial, and this cordial is said to be very good at calming heart palpitations. So should you have a few little, heart problems, what it does is it strengthens and increases the heart. The strawberries do have an energetic connection to the heart. The 20th is the day for preparing for Midsummer. Now, what I mean by this is that it is very important to clean your house, which is going to be fun, isn't it? Go clean your house. The fairies then won't be offended if you clean up your house and leave them a sop of bread and milk on your hearth so that they will be welcomed into it during Midsummer festivities. So, get your mop and bucket out. The 21st is, of course, the summer solstice, or Litha. And this happens at 3:41 a.m. precisely when the sun is over the Tropic of Cancer. Now, I'm not going to talk about Litha too much in this video because I want to do my own Litha video for you, which will be later on in the month, or probably next week actually, so look out for it. However, I am going to give you a couple of old traditions about Litha in this video. If you would like to make a wish on Litha, the best thing to do is to pick up a pebble, put it in your pocket, and walk around your fireplace 3 times sunwise, which is clockwise, and then, speaking out loud, ask the flames to grant your wish and throw the pebble in the fire. If you're having a Litha bonfire, use that. Okay, it's not bad, that one. Actually, I quite like that one. You're using fire energy to get your wishes granted. And earth with the pebble. And air with the smoke, because that pushes it out. If you stand underneath an elder tree tonight, you may well see the King of Fairyland ride by, and you will be invisible because the elder mother will keep you safe from him. So you can try that if you'd like to. Litha is the time when the way between the worlds is thin, so there is less resistance between the two worlds, and you are more likely to see the Fae. So, you could do this as much as anything. However, if you wanted to call the devil, and I cannot recommend this because it most likely works, go to Chanctonbury Ring in West Sussex. Now, what you need to do is to run around the ring backwards 7 times before 7 a.m. in the morning. So you do it between dawn and 7. Then the devil should turn up bearing your breakfast on a tray. Well, it might be anything. It's probably your best friend might turn up saying, I've got a Mars bar for you. Do not accept any foodstuffs from anyone, because otherwise you will be bound by the devil's wishes rather than you binding the devil to your wish, and you only get one. Now, I cannot recommend this spell. Don't do it. But if you do, let me know. The 22nd is the day the sun enters the house of Cancer. And as always, I want to read to you from the Calendar of Shepherds in 1604 and tell you what they say about the Cancer man and the Cancer woman. If any of this is true, let me know in the comments below. So, The man born under Cancer shall be avaricious, and he shall love women, be merry, humble, good, wise, and well renowned. Oh, he sounds marvellous, doesn't he? But he shall have damage by envy, and strife and discord amongst his neighbours. But he shall find hidden money. He will labour long for his wife, and at 33 years he shall pass the sea, and he shall live to 70 years. I don't quite know what he shall pass the sea means. The woman will be furious, incontinent, soon angry, but soon pleased. She shall be nimble, serviceable, wise, joyous, and shall suffer many perils by water. Obviously, these Cancer folk don't like water at all. If any person do her a service, she shall recompense them well. She will be labouring until 30, and then she will have rest. And she ought to be married at 14, and shall have many sons, and she will live till 70. As well, the man and the woman shall have good fortune and victory over their enemies. Any of that is true for you, let me know. The 23rd of June is Old Midsummer's Eve. Midsummer Festival is on the 24th of June, Midsummer's Eve is on the 23rd of June. The Midsummer Festival does go on for quite some time, often until the 29th, I believe. So, on the eve of Old Midsummer, it's a good time to pick St John's wort. St John's wort is that rather yellow, bright flower. It's known as an antidepressive, and so you must obviously speak with your doctor first. It's very good for just lifting your mood somewhat. You should pick the herb today. If you pick it with the dew on it and hang the garlands of St John's wort from your doorway, this will keep the devil at bay because it is chase devil, which is its other name. St John's wort doth charm all witches away, if gathered at midnight on the saint's holy day. Any devils and witches have no power to harm those that gather this plant for a charm. This is also the main day to go to your stone circles to celebrate the moon, the sun, the earth, the world. If you go to your stone circle on midsummer and stay there at some point during the night, you'll see the stones heave themselves up out of the land and trot down the hill carefully to the streams where they will have a drink before making their way back up the hill. And should you move stones from a stone circle and use them in building, this is an incredibly silly thing to do because the stones will still go from the place where you've put them down to the stream to take their drink and then back to their original stone circle. The rollright stones, which is a beautiful stone circle, have this in their name, I think you'll find. The 25th of June, it's the night of the new moon. This new moon is in Cancer, and Cancer is all about nurture and protect. You should be looking to those sort of rituals that bring your family closer together and give you domestic bliss, improve your home life. Or if you're looking for love, it's also a great moon to do a love divination or love ritual. Cancer is the moon's own sign, so the moon really feels at home in this sign. It is very much part of a domestic time of bliss. 27th of June is the best day to bind a fairy to your will. So I have actually made a video about this and put it up on Instagram, and I'll put the link to that Instagram reel in the description box below, so go and have a look at it. It's quite difficult though. You have to spend quite a lot of time doing quite a lot of things, and it probably works. 29th of June is traditionally the day when the serpents guard all roads. Now, this just means that should you be walking down any road on the 29th of June, do not think, oh, look at that cuckoo flower, isn't it pretty, like I would, it's one of my favourite flowers, and pick it, because this will provoke those serpents to attack. During the Midsummer Festival, you're not supposed to go off a travelling the sea, and so the 30th of June is the first date by which it is safe to go out on the sea once more. Now, if you're like me, you suffer from terrible sea sickness, here's 3 traditional cures to remedy that malady. The first one, drink the urine of a young boy. God, makes me sick thinking about it. Number 2, take a sod of earth from underneath your fireplace and then pack it underneath your hair and put a hat on top. And this will protect you from that malady. And number 3, eat marmalade before you go on the boat because this will seal the stomach. After all, who ever heard of Paddington Bear being seasick on his long journey from Peru? Hmm. I do hope you enjoyed my Almanac series for June. It is one of my favourite months, so just get out there and practice because it's the most glorious month to do so. I used to, when I was younger, do a bit of sky cladness in June because it was warm enough to do so. But yeah, those days are long gone. Even for me, I don't particularly want to see my wobbly bits all over the lawn. But this is the month to have a go at that. If you want to learn more traditional witchcraft, why don't you come and join me on my witchcraft course? This is a course done at your own pace. It's on Patreon. It's not very expensive, and you get direct access to me, and I will answer all of your queries and be personally marking your homework. Have a look at patreon.com/Ginny Metheral. You can also join the coven there, but there's something for everyone. Go and have a look. Otherwise, please don't forget to like and subscribe because it supports me here. And I will see you in my next video.